much a good day and welcome. Today I was thinking we could do a little like about the author kind of video, even though this isn't an author because it's YouTube, and because I put out a few videos now and it's just like, was this guy that's saying that my financial pain is linked to my back pain, or that my right shoulder pain is linked to guilt, or that my left shoulder is linked to blame, or like that I'm folding laundry and not getting lessons, or I'm bypassing, or what, right? So I thought, hey, I'd do a little introduction. So my name is Ashley. I go by AshVal or Val. I'm pretty flexible. I mean, let's be honest, Ashley's not exactly the most unique name, so I'm pretty open. And I grew up in the before time. I like the before the internet time. So I'm an elder millennial and I'm very proud of that. I grew up with my dad and he's in a wheelchair. And I think because of that, I very subconsciously, obviously, became obsessed with people, like watching people, like what they do, how they do things, like everything. Like it was a survival instinct. Like I needed to learn because I just didn't know. And so that really kind of snowballed over the years. And my first career ended up being in personal training. And I did this for two reasons. One was I remember growing up with my dad. He would often say he wished he had somebody who could teach him exercises. He wished he had somebody that could help him with his mobility, even though he was paralyzed, to like move his legs and like, because they ended up atrophying in a 90-degree angle, like in a sitting position. And he just wished that, there was more that he could have done for his body or more help. And so I think that definitely triggered it. And I was like, I need to know how to take care of my own body. Like, whoa. So I mean, like, I need to learn. So why don't I learn and then get paid to help other people? It just made sense. That's what I did. I went into personal training and I did that for about 13 years. And what I noticed in that time was a lot of times with clients, I would have them like, make sure you squeeze your butt or make sure you flex your quads or get your bicep, like something. It would be an obvious muscle. And a lot of times clients couldn't really do it. And I was like, that's weird. Like, why can't you do it? Like, especially an obvious muscle, like flex your bicep. But like, yeah, it just really kind of struck me as odd. I was like, that's curious. Didn't think much of it. Continued on, happened more and more. And then another thing that happened was people would have, like, they would just start crying. They'd be in the middle of doing an exercise or a mobilization or something, and they would just start crying. And it's like, whoa, are you okay? Like, what's happening? Are you hurt? Like, oh my God. And every time it's like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't even know why I'm crying. And like the tears are just streaming down. And it's like, okay, like that's normal. And it happened enough times that I started to think like, okay, there has to be something about this. Like, what is this? And then I learned the term emotional release. And I was like, curious, what does that mean? Like, so there's emotions in our muscles, there's emotions in our bodies. Like I had no idea how to conceptualize it. And so down the rabbit hole I went and I could not get enough information. And I knew I was looking for something, but I didn't know exactly what I was looking for, but I knew I would know it when I found it. This is a blind faith thing. And I dove in. And so I started looking into muscles, like what are the different meridians? We have like our like TCM meridians. We have our fascia line meridians. We have all these different like lines and like sequences of our bodies in different slings. And I was like, what do those mean? I was looking into polarity therapy. I was looking into access consciousness and Reiki, like the TCM, like I mentioned, like I was looking through everything and I was like, it's not quite it. Like I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then I found Joe Dispenza, the How to Be the Placebo or You Are the Placebo, whatever that book is. And I was like, whoa, like we're on the right track with this. And so I kind of dug more into that and found like Dr. Bruce Lipton and then Gabor Mate. And so I was like finding all these things, but and Louise Hay, big one for Louise Hay. But it wasn't quite it, I was looking for it. And so then I went into massage therapy because it was like a natural progression from personal training into massage, right? And that was good. And I did notice similar things with my clients in massage is I would be massaging a certain body part and they would start crying. And it's like, okay, like what is happening here? So like I saw it across different modalities and I was like, something is up and I just couldn't figure it out. Then one day, because like I say, down the rabbit hole I went, this is verbatim what I put into my Google search. Metaphysical significance of serratus anterior inferior. Serratus anterior inferior. So it's this little muscle and anyway, that's what I typed in. And then what came up was this body map. And I was like, what is this? And I start reading through it and it's from Body Dynamics. And they go through every single muscle and the psycho-emotional development of each one depending on your stage of development as you're growing up. And I was like, my mind was blown. Like I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I found the thing. And I was so pumped. I immediately bought their encyclopedia. I'm looking over here. I have it right here. It's always nearby. And I was just like, yes, because I thought that was going to be the work I had to do was like figuring it out. But I was like, oh, damn, somebody's already figured it out. Like, I just get to learn it. Like, this is so cool. And so, of course, I go on the website and like, because I need more information. And they had two places, like two cities, they were holding a course. And one of them was Edmonton. That's where I'm from, Edmonton. It blew my mind. Edmonton and Boston. I was like, what? Like, this modality is from Copenhagen. Like, this is from Europe. I'm like, what are the odds that the only two places that they're gonna be in, like, this side of the pond, I live in one of them. So I was like, oh damn. So I took it, and that was the Human Developmental Disruption Program, and like, oh my God, it blew my mind. I knew. I was like, yes, like this was what I was looking for. I joined another program, Subconscious Imprinting, and it was the same thing, that same like, yes, like this is exactly what I was looking for. It took the information from Body Dynamics and just like drove it home. Like, it's just the healing that you can get when you combine these two things. It was just like, ah. So that's my story. Nicole's notes was looking like basically the last 15, 20-ish, well, not quite 20, but 15-ish years have just been searching like, what is hidden in there? And like finding what I have now and being able to apply it and seeing how it relates with clients and like the effects it's had is just like, it's beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful, and I'm so excited about it. And so that's where I come from with this. And I have to be really, really honest and transparent. Like, it is terrifying putting information like this out there, because it's just like, I don't know, cancel culture is terrifying, and like, you don't want to be ignorant, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, you don't want to get it wrong, but it's just, at the same time, it's just, I feel so compelled to do it. So just know that like, when I post this stuff, I'm pooping my pants a little bit. I'm like, oh my God. But at the same time, I can't not. So I really hope that when you watch the videos, I hope it resonates, because that's really what I'm going for. It's like, if you watch a video and you're like, that's dumb, that doesn't make any sense, well, that's cool. That's cool. Maybe it's not for you. Like, that's okay. The stuff that I talk about, and like the resonance that I describe, and like when I give suggestions like, hey, like that right shoulder pain could be related to guilt, like it will resonate or it will not, and that's okay. So I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm just here to share what I have learned personally, what I've seen through clients, what I've learned through my what's the word? My people, the people I work with. There's a better word for it than that. But anyway, like my community. And like just sharing those experiences to show that it's like, our bodies are insanely capable of everything. Like so much more than we can ever imagine. And everything our body does is to protect us and to keep us alive. And it hurts me when people are like, oh, like my bum shoulder, or my bum knee, my stupid body this, or my body's giving out. I'm like, ah! I'm like, no, it's just trying to protect you. It's trying to tell you something. And so I'm really hoping with these videos is that it just brings some awareness that it's like, hey, my body is just trying to talk to me. Maybe this is what it's saying. Hey, she said something about feeling like blaming on my left. Like, I always blame my blah, 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 blah. Like, maybe there's a story in there for you, right? And so like, that's my desire. That is my deepest desire, is that you hear something and it's just like, oh my God, like that makes sense. Like, that's what I'm hoping for you. That's the little Cole's notes about where I'm from. Thank you for coming. And I took this passion of mine and this work from Body Dynamics and from Subconscious Imprinting. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know I've made an entire healing series about it. It rocked my world learning all of this, and it just is being so potent. I'm like, I have to do more with it. And that's what this series is. So it's the Reknowing series. If you're interested, which I think you should be, just saying, I'm biased though, but anyway, just check the link below. You can I'm gifting you Module 1 just to try it, see what it's like. Again, it's that resonance. If you listen to the audios and you're like, oh, that didn't really land, that's cool. Like, that's cool. Like, maybe it'll be later, maybe this isn't for you. But maybe you do listen to it and you're like, oh my God, like this is what I've been waiting for. Because that's what I was looking for, was that oh my God moment. And I'm hoping that that is what happens with you when you try Module 1, and then there are 6 more modules waiting for you. So if you have any questions, please comment below. If there's anything you want to know, like, is there a specific body part? Is there a specific disease or dis-ease? Is there anything? Like, what do you want to know about the body? Let's chat about it, because seriously, this shit is my jam and I love it. I cannot get enough of it. So thank you so much for coming, and I'm excited for next week. It won't be a bio again, I promise. But yeah, and if this is the first video you're watching, please go binge my other ones and share them with all your friends, because they're awesome. Okay, love you, bye.